Hi, Michael Hudson here. Thank you for joining me today. I want to talk today about what's your summer strategy. Now, at first you may hear that and go, well, I really don't have a strategy just for summer. I have a strategy for my business and where I take it longer term. What do you mean by a summer strategy? Well, I grew up in an area near the beach where literally when Memorial Day came, they opened the streets, and when Labor Day came, they rolled them up. So I grew up in this world where semesters had a meaning to me that was different. What I discovered in my expert business across the past 35 years as a speaker, coach, and consultant is that my work still follows that pattern. There tends to be clusters of work in the spring where I'm engaged with clients doing consulting projects, speaking at events, and coaching clients. There tends to be a slower period during the summer where, frankly, there are far fewer events. Consulting projects are too much of a hassle to usually get them scheduled, and my coaching clients need something different from me. And then I go back to that other pattern in the fall. So I began to map a summer strategy every year for how was I going to leverage June, July, and August. And today I want to challenge you to think about that for your business. You know, I've been doing this for 35 years. And one of the things I've discovered is that it's very challenging to fight the battle, at least for me, between working all out and relaxing, let me call it all in relaxing, where I'm not doing any work. And the most insightful thing that's ever come to me out of that process and the recognition of those two extremes is that during those times where there is less work, there are amazing discoveries that happen. There are things that become crystal clear to me during those periods that I never can settle on during the periods in between when the work is happening. I know why it happens. It's because we get more space. And that's why I see summer as a time to have an intentional strategy of how do you leverage that space? How do you plant the right questions into your mind so you're back channel processing during those times you do other things in the summer in a way that leads to the clarity you're seeking? How do you back channel process during that time the things you need to figure out about how to message your work so you attract the right clients and repel the wrong ones? How do you gain clarity during those times on what that message actually is, that message that only you can share, that one that you are here to deliver, that you have earned from your journey? You see, I want you to be prepared when you walk back into the work session, the third trimester of the year that starts after Labor Day, to really take your work to a new level during that fall trimester. And the best way to do that is to have a summer strategy. Now, my strategy is simple. I like to go fishing. I like to ride my bike. We like to go camping with the kids periodically. And I like to spend some time in the backyard smoking up some great meals for the family. During those times, I try to intentionally have a question planted that the back of my brain can process while I'm doing those other things. Please take note of what I'm saying. I don't know the science behind it. I haven't done the research. But I do know this. I have repeatedly heard coaching clients say to me over the years, I got more clarity on that boat ride than I've gotten from weeks sitting in my office debating this. I'm so glad we took that camping trip because it revealed the answer to me that I've been seeking for so long. Hey, you know, the other day I was out fishing, and when I had a bite that I thought I was going to land and then the fish escaped, I suddenly realized what's been missing in my business. You see, this white space that we get in the summer changes the way we see things. And the fact that it changes the way we see things opens the doors to different things happening. It's a little bit like we change our perspective because we're not so intent on what's the right answer, what's the right answer, what's the right answer. And instead, we're focusing on doing something different and letting our mind do what it wants to do. I would argue that nothing is more powerful. So I want to encourage you today in this brief live video to think about what your summer strategy is. Where are you going to intentionally take time outs and put your effort and energy into something else so that your mind can figure something out that you need to understand and decide upon? Who are you going to interact with and what conversations are you going to intentionally have to plant seeds in your mind that will sort themselves out when you allow them to by engaging in those activities that you love that take your mind off of that intensity that you tend to bring to the office and put it into that place where it kind of plays a little bit and sorts things out for you. I've always been amazed at how often this happens and how many times a coaching client comes back to me and says, I did this thing I don't normally do. And then all of a sudden, I got the clarity I was seeking. Or they say, I met someone and we ended up in this conversation. And I found myself sharing some stuff in my message that their reaction helped me realize this is what was missing and this is where it needs to go. Or someone comes back from playing in a charity golf tournament and says to me, you know what? I talked to somebody yesterday while we were playing the 9th hole, and something he said really made me realize this is how we should do this and move forward. So I'm going to redirect my energy that way. That white space does amazing things. We get more of it in our lives in the summer. We go fishing, we have backyard barbecues, we go camping, we go hiking, we ride our bikes. We sit down around a fire in the evening and have casual conversations over a glass of wine or a glass of scotch or just a glass of iced tea or water, depending on your preferences. Let those times happen. Commit to making time in your life for those things to happen. Consider taking more time off and taking a long lunch break or taking a day here or there so that you build more of that white space into your life. That's what I mean by having a summer strategy. And don't push yourself to consciously think about things, but instead allow the mind to back channel process and reveal the answer when it's ready. I'm Michael Hudson. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you found this valuable. Would love to hear what you're thinking. What is your summer strategy? What is your go-to thing to get you away from the routine and open up that white space in the mind to help you gain the clarity you need to move your business forward? I want you to build a solid foundation for your business this summer so you're ready to have the best fall ever. And I think this is one of the best ways to do it. Feel free to post a comment and share your summer strategy with me.